Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Century Countess. In today's video I'm going to be sharing my Halloween costume plan. So this year I decided I'm going to be Onaniko or Nico Ona. In English it means Catwoman or Woman Cat, whichever you prefer, depending on what category you put the two names together, Onaniko or Nico Ona. Um, so Onaniko is a woman demon cat, not to be mistaken for the Beninico, and another demon cat whose name I can't think of right now. Um, but she's basically a ghost, a vengeful ghost who fused with the spirit of her cat and became a cat demon later on after she got revenge on a her jealous, murderous husband. Um, So I decided I wanted to stick with that image. So I decided to do this sketch right here. It's of a noble woman between the Heian and the Muromachi period, in beautiful semi formal dress or casual dress, I should call it, with cat ears and semi feline features, which is what we're going to go for our costume, makeup wise. So let me discuss the costume. So without further ado, let's begin with that. So here is a printout of a Heian era lady. Um, she is wearing, I believe, semi-formal court dress called the Junihito. It existed of many layers. The bottom layer, the one that you don't see, which is this right here, this collar, it's the kosore, and it was layered with a unlined uchigi, and then over that, or hiro I should say, and then over that was several unlined uchigi slash uwajes and hiros, and then it was finally given a final layer with a more decorative pattern lined uchigi. And then she also wore, now I can't think of the name right now, and I apologize for anyone who gets mad at people who cannot remember the names of all parts of the costume, but this is not a hakama. It's kind of like a hakama, but it has long legged, like if she wasn't wearing this, you could see her the leggings would probably, the ends of the hakama would end here somewhere, but it's very long. It hangs on the floor kind of like a train of her robe, like the train of her robes, but it's hidden underneath the trains of her robes. So this is a Heian look. However, we want to go Muromachi era, which is something like this. It's very similar, except it's a long, basically a plain uchigi with a patterned uchigi, hito, everything, except there's no long-legged hakama. Now, this belt or cord design, during this time, obi was a garment mainly for men. It wasn't considered a woman's accessory until much later, I think in the period after the Muromachi period, I believe. Now, when I was doing research for this name of the belt, I wanted to find out the name of the belt. I kept coming, this Naigoyo obi popped up, and I had a feeling that was not accurate because I know Naigoyo obi. It is a female obi, of course, and it's not tied in a pretty bow. It's more kind of like a loop with a little tail thing hanging down, like the extra bit of the fabric. That's the best way I could describe it. I'm sorry if it's not a good description, but if you look it up, you'll see what I mean. So I don't know if that was the correct name for it because Naigo Obi is basically a ladies obi belt. So I think this, if there was an error or something, or maybe it was called a Naigoyo, but like I said, the obi was mainly a male garment at the time, so they would wear a sash type thing or a cord, a decorative cord, and it would kind of hang like this. I don't know if you can see in the picture, but that's this little long rectangular piece right here. and then their hair, when they got married, they would trim their hair, like the underlayers and then leave it long. Hers is kind of hidden underneath her robe, but it's probably tied in a loose ponytail that's probably down here, maybe longer. But yeah, this is what it is. Now the structure of a Murimachi to Heian era costuming was not very different to the kimono. The sleeves probably different shapes and widths. Um, the robe was a little bit longer depending on the layers. But all in all, it was the same like a regular kimono panels, rectangular panels that were later cut into shape for collar and basically the shape of wind. Because right here, if you can see, let me lose it up. So this area, when they started adding the collar, this area right here would have been cut off to make more of a triangular cut. But other than that, it's just rectangles on rectangles or squares and squares, however you would prefer it. However, the front and the back was never conjoined. It was like this long piece of fabric that continued on, and then it was conjoined in the back. Sometimes there was like this folded piece right here, or a conjoined piece right there in the mid back. And also, it was the same with the sleeves. There was never no conjoin. It was always one whole piece, front and back. Same with the collar. It was a long, long ring. Well, not a ring, long, long strip that started at one end and then worked its way to the other. Fold it over. Yeah. So this is basically my pattern that I'll be following. I may use a reconstruction history pattern. It depends. But since it's just all panels, like rectangular panels, there's really no point. I mean, it would be a waste of money just to cut out squares that you're going to basically it's I can't even think right now. Like I said, it's just a waste of money. So I'm going to try to do it traditional without a pattern. So wish me luck on that when I get started on that. But continuing on. Now there's an online thing for Kimono Patterns. It's an old antique kimono book that has sketches of kimono and their patterns, mainly just to give you ideas on how to put pattern on your kimono, like what pattern would look good. So I was going through these and I printed out two of them that I liked. And I like this pattern here. So that's what I am going to go with. I actually found a stencil. I was going to grab that, but it was a little bit pricey. But a friend of mine found a set of stencils. She's going to be making a costume too. A shout out to Chunky Avocado. She hasn't decided on what character she's going to do, but she's going to do either Mother Spider or the sister character, whose name I can't remember right now, from the anime series Demon Slayer, I believe. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, the sister is a character. She's in a pink kimono. I forget the name of the motif pattern of her kimono, but she has a bamboo piece in her mouth to prevent her from eating human blood, because she was bitten by a demon and she became a demon, and now they're on an adventure to try to turn her back to a human. So like I said, I went with this pattern. So here, let me show you the design that I have in mind for my Ononiko costume. So Ononiko's Hito and Kasode are going to be white, very simple. So I didn't bother doing sketches of those. So I did sketches of the uwaje, which is going to be 2 layers, and then the main garment, the lined uchigi that you'll see. So it's going to be this beautiful, like dark purple with the lighter fluorescent purple pattern in the circle piece that you saw, and then popping out of that will be this beautiful lighter purple that's very plain. Now I want to try to be creative because I'm very hot natured even in wintertime. So I'm thinking about doing a false layer where it looks like there's a multitude of layers, like layers, but it's not. I haven't decided yet, but that's my plan. But it will all be traditionally made kimono wise, and then we'll take it from there. So that's my design for the uwaje and the uchigi. Here's my list of what I have so far of my Ononiko costumes. So far, I'm just going to go into what I haven't gotten yet. But basically, there's the cat ears I need to get, the paint for the pattern, my gita, fangs, claws, setting spray, fabric for both the unlined uchigi and the hito slash kasode. And then I have a makeup idea for her makeup. And then here are the layers that is for it. So we hito white slash kasode, unlined white uchigi, two unlined uwaji, one lined uchigi, and a decorative belt or cowl. That's basically the layers for my costume. And wrapping it up. Here we are. This is basically the list of everything that I went now. Ignore this because this is when I was thinking about getting the pattern. So it's going to be less than I had total, but if I had gotten it, the total would have been $233.87 before tax. But now it's probably down to 200 and maybe 14, maybe 15 before tax. But basically, I'm going to be spending a good deal on this costume. Not overkill, thank goodness, but the amount is going to be like more than 100. But I'm not doing it all at once. I'm just buying in part pieces. So all I need is to get the white fabric next month for the underfangs that are over the more colorful layers. I need to get the cat ears, fangs, claws, and that's about it. I will also post videos either in slide picture form or little blog over over narrative of some video clips, maybe a combo of both. It depends. So far, that's the plan. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.